Everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people, that's Worimi, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Okay, I am completely off piste today, so please just take it as it comes, and if it's not your jam, then I shall see you after my weekend, because it is Friday here today. I had a fabulous day off yesterday. It was a real readjustment shift day where I just really don't want to get down amongst the weeds anymore, even on a spiritual level. I think we've pretty much covered everything that is going on in the US at the moment and in regards to NATO and the EU, etc. I'll always keep an eye out, but just today, I'm just going down a slightly different path. Be back on Monday in a couple of days, unless something major happens over the weekend, and then I'll be back early. But with the day off yesterday, no, it wasn't really a shopping day. My daughter needed some new shoes for work, so I sort of tagged along with her, and then we went shopping for some specific birthday items for a couple of my grandkids that are having birthdays coming up. So, and spent yesterday, a lot of yesterday, reading your comments. Love your comments, thank you, and just sort of being in a slightly higher energy. Also took the opportunity yesterday to do some more reading of Journey of Souls, absolutely fabulous book. I'm probably about halfway through. And I have worked out that I am probably a level 2 soul at the moment. Working on being level 3, absolutely fascinating. I believe there are 5 detectable levels before you start moving up into the upper echelons of the soul journey. So I've got a fair ways to go, but it was really quite an interesting grounding point, and I'm just going to put it out there as well. I go a couple of times a year for a remedial massage. Wish I could afford one a month, but no. But a couple of times a year just to really get things put back into place. And I realised when I had my last remedial massage that my masseuse is not only a brilliant remedial masseuse, he is also a master in regression, hypnotherapy regression. So I was chatting to him the other day, just chatting to him about would he be interested in doing a potential Journey of Souls type regression. So between lives regression, he was really interested. We chatted quite a bit on past lives that we've acknowledged, and he's actually quite excited. So I'm going to book in. It'll be in the next couple of months. I'm going to book in for see if we can pick up a between lives regression, and I'll let you know how it goes. It's going to be really interesting. So what's happening is that I think, along with many of you, we have realized that we are light workers on this earth at the moment, and we are shifting up, ready. We are so ready for this next cycle. Problem is we have to wait for enough to reach the tipping point to actually bring this next cycle into fruition. And it is happening. And I mentioned in my last video about the feather brick Mack truck. We are at the Mack truck stage at the moment, where the opportunity was there previously to learn lessons and make changes. They weren't taken. Band-aids were basically stuck over the cracks. So we are currently going through a can't ignore it life lesson at the moment to bring about significant change. And I have mentioned before the Fourth Turning book. I haven't started reading that. I'm trying to finish this one first. Really going to be quite fascinating, but I do totally understand the concept. And I have mentioned before that the previous turning from this crisis stage, which in the previous turning was World War II, into the new energy and the new beginning, was a shift into materialism and capitalism turning. Prior to that, it was industrial age technology turning. I feel that this turning that we're going to go into is one of a spiritual age, a spiritual beginning, as more and more of us step into our enlightened energy. As for all the topics that are going on at the moment in the world, I think I've pretty much covered all of them in previous videos. So click on Meister Tarot under any video and you will take you to the main page, and you can either search or just click on videos and just go through. Don't worry about playlists. I haven't updated that for about 3 months. Put things into their appropriate playlists. But you know, the International Space Station, put ISS if you want to have a look at that video in regards to health of various individuals, or what's going to happen with an interim government, etc. I've covered all of those in previous videos. So I'm going to let them just sit, and I'm just going to take today to, as I said, go off the beaten path and sit in a slightly higher energy and just see where it takes me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Light Seers Tarot and just do an energies reading, and then I'm going to move. I haven't used this deck in simply ages, which is a bit crazy because it's my own deck. I'm going to use that deck and just get a path forward. So let's have a look. If you do like that deck, if you go to the main page and then it's ... more. There's a link to it in Etsy in that more, but I'm not flogging them. It's only if it really appeals to you, or just if you go to Etsy, put in Meister Tarot and you'll find it that way. But yes, as I split the deck to start shuffling, we have here the age of authoritarian capitalism. I'm going to put it that way. I mean, I know it's the King of Pentacles. The Kings are about action, and Pentacles can be about protection, but they're also about health and money as well. But I'm just going to say the era of capitalist leadership is going through a change. Now, we have the opportunity to stay in this energy, or we have the opportunity to move forward into the new. Now, I often put it down, okay, I'm just going to entertainment only. I often say that we can either move forward or we get left behind at the station, because the earth energy, well, I'm just going to say the universal energy, because it's not just this planet. The universal energy is moving forward. It is moving up. It is moving into this new era. And we either get on the train or we get left behind at the station. And I know all of you, to a T, will be on the train. But the choice is yours. So as we move from this patriarchal, capitalist, wealth-based energy into this new beginning. So let's take a look. And change, always difficult, always awful. But, and I love how this Sun card is on the sign of the light white energy. This is about embracing to go forward, connecting with universe, drawing on the universal strength, the universal energy. And this new energy is about community, and it is about we, the people, not those supposedly in power. Those supposedly in power seem to have forgotten who actually pays their wage, who they're supposed to serve, and who they're supposed to represent. This is about we, the people, taking back our power from a community bottom-up society, away from the one point at the top going down. So what do we need to know, guys? If you hear my guys, let me know. The lawn mowing person is finished. So if you hear my guides, let me know. They did warn me that they might be a bit chatty today. The gruff one is Meister, the gruff male, the softly spoken male is Narin. And if you hear a sassy female with occasionally popping her chewing gum, that is Sarashin. So, guys, tell me, what is the energy? Show me in an energy reading. What do we need to know? What do we need to know at this stage? Oh, gosh, that was okay. As I was asking that, the house creaked and it actually felt like it shifted ever so slightly. This is Australia. Earthquakes aren't really a thing in Australia. But the house creaked and shifted ever so slightly. So show me. What do we need to know? Okay, they've given me 2 cards there. Come on down, let's have a look. What is the energy we need to know? I'll take the top card first. Right. The 6 of Pentacles. It can be about the past. It can be being wistful about the past. But I'm seeing this as in a different way. This is about us in our infantile status needing to move forward. Emotional growth. Thank you. Emotional growth, loyalty. I'm always reminded of the quote that is so often misquoted as blood is thicker than water. No, it's not. It's the blood of the covenant, who you choose to be in your life, is thicker than the water of the womb. But to me, this is about emotional growth, not financial growth, not materialistic growth, emotional growth. And that's what we're going through at the moment. And it is about loyalty. It is about protection. It is about community. This is what is on offer to us at the moment. It is being presented to us. It is up to us whether we take it or not. Now, because I was given these 2, I'm going to put a third out. The challenge is to take control. Step up and take control of you for you, of us for us. Because the challenge is those that are in control at the moment. So the challenge is to take back our power for us. The energy behind the scenes, we've got the King of Swords here. Now, Kings are action cards, but he's not doing a heck of a lot of action. The energy behind the scenes is about the knowledge, about the truth, about the wisdom, about the reality, about the brutal clarity that is there. It is about science. It is about facts. Having a discussion yesterday on social media, last night on social media, with someone that was pushing back against a pumped hydro scheme that our government is going to invest in, using a disused, abandoned underground coal mine. And they were like, it takes electricity to pump the hydro back up. And it's like, well, yes, because during the day in Australia, we create excess electricity from our solar. So therefore, that excess electricity would then be used to pump the water back up to the top. And then when nighttime comes and the sun goes down, the water is released and it creates electricity. But boy, oh boy, trying to get that across to some Fox News disinformation. Oh, this is about, okay, so I'm just going to say the energy behind the scenes is sitting firm in truth, in fact, in science, in reality, in wisdom. Now, reality is a bit of an iffy one because my reality of of what I saw would be different from your reality of what you saw, even if we were standing side by side, because we bring our own past into our vision of that reality. But this is about brutal truth and harsh reality and science and wisdom and knowledge. That's the energy that is behind the scenes at the moment. Heartbreak, loss, despair, betrayal is the second energy behind the scenes. The barren landscape where we feel like we've just been stabbed through the heart and it's been torn apart, and absolutely. It's also my card for treason and betrayal. We need to go through a period of grief to let go of what was so we can step into what can be. And you'll notice with this particular card, there are 7 pieces of string pulling this heart apart. There are 7 stages of grief. To acknowledge this truth, we need to let go of the emotional belief system that has duped us, that has betrayed us. And we need to allow ourselves to go through the grief of letting go of this past devotion to a mythology of what was but isn't really. And part of that past devotion is how do I put it? Propaganda pride, patriotism pride that is misplaced. And we're all guilty of it. In Australia, there's been a real shift as we've gone through this process of what used to be huge pride in Australia Day. But there's now a shift towards, so Australia Day is held on the date that it is believed that the British commander planted the British flag on Australian soil because the French were coming around the point, and they were claiming Australia for Queen and country. Was it Queen or King and country? I can't remember who was the top dog in those days in the UK. And therefore there begun. So they also declared that there was no human life on Australia, so therefore it was empty of humanity. No, it wasn't. But there was a great pride in Australia Day. What's happening with the eyes opening, with this reality shift, with this wisdom, this knowledge and this truth? There's a big shift in Australia towards Australia Day now being a day of mourning. And it's sometimes called Invasion Day. I don't like that term because to me that is antagonistic. But there's been a shift of the patriotism. There's still others that, wear the flag bikinis and sit on the flag beach towels and barbecue their sausages, etc. On that and celebrate that particular day. But this is about going through the grief of letting go the past that we are now seeing as not truthful. Okay. And the betrayal of certain leaders as we take back our power. Out of this energy of this King of Swords is the Knight of Wands. Sharing the message, getting the message out there, celebrating the message. With a passion. Absolutely. And letting the message of this truth run free, because we are at the end of a cycle where a new beginning is being offered to us, a new door to go through. We are at the end of this cycle. We have to grieve to let go of what was so we can step through into what can be. The karma hanging over is a need to pack up these truths and move forward. There's no going back. This is not about going back. This is about emotional growth to move forward. And this is a cup as well. So it is, this emotional growth is what is on offer. And the karma hanging over it is, we're moving forward whether you like it or not in regards to this truth. And it's about letting go of the truths in inverted commas that we find do not serve us moving forward, false truths, and taking forward those that will serve us as we move into this new territory, because we are birthing a new world. And childbirth is painful. Doesn't matter which way you do it, whether it's the natural out through the vagina or whether it's via a cesarean. Childbirth is painful. And we are birthing a new world, a new beginning, where the feminine wisdom, pearls of feminine wisdom are encircling us, where the light is shining the truth, and we can wear our emotions as a superhero cape rather than finding ourselves drowning in them. The outcome: strength, courage, compassion. The mama lion strength, the soft strength of the lamb. The outcome. Oh, I love this. However, the other outcome is the devil. This is the outcome if we go down the path of the same old, don't rock the boat. So we have two options here. We always have options. We're humans. We have choices. There's two paths that we can choose to go down. The one of strength and courage and compassion and empathy and progression, or the path of the same old, don't rock the boat. And this path is really seductive. Do not get me wrong, because this path is difficult. It is painful. There are realities that we need to confront that will leave us despairing and heartbroken. But we have the choice to either take the courage and take control of our lives, of our destiny, of we the people, and move forward, or secede, is that the word? Cede control to these my way or the highway dictatorship authority figures. And it is a seductive path to go on, but it leads to nothing but despair, because we've been there. We've done it. It's the same old. But it's the path that you take when you put the blinkers on or the blindfold on and choose not to go through this more difficult journey. Gosh, look at the major arcana that we're finishing up with here. The Lover's card. This is about balance, about partnerships, about working together for the greater good. It is not about, if I say equality, it is about equality, but not equality as in being completely equal at all times. Because those that have been in successful partnerships will know that a partnership works when each takes the lead, when the conditions suit the person with that particular skill. So, for example, I wouldn't know how to change a tap washer to save my life, but my partner does that. He would burn cornflakes for dinner, so I do the cooking. So that partnership works. It's for us. This is about a balanced partnership where we work together, where those that have skills in particular areas are encouraged to use those skills, and we take turns using our skills as needs arise. And speaking of working together, to create something solid, to create something beautiful. Okay, so this is, and then we've got the nurturing, the healing, the protection, the serenity, but the stability of this Queen. We need to look at things differently. And then we've got the Star of Hope and healing and holding on to the dream and bathing in the light, knowing that if we take this path, all will be okay. If we take the power, our power, control of our destiny, it'll be okay. The other alternative is to give your power across to somebody else, over to somebody else. And that is where we are currently. Okay. Told you it was going to be a bit of a very different sort of reading. So what I'm going to do is pop those aside. I'm going to grab this deck. Now these cards are small and they're slippery. Oh, says me who created them. There's 88 or 89 cards in this deck. I can't remember exactly how many. You think I should know. But they have symbols on them. They have a little word down the bottom that can give you a prompt, but it's an intuitive storytelling deck rather than a tarot deck. And there's symbols meaning all sorts of things, and it's for you to intuitively read them. Well, I am just going to say straight up, it is time. Now is the time. A lot of you keep saying when. I keep saying when enough, when the tipping point is reached and when it is meant to be. The time is now. The time is now to make some noise. Big noise, good noise. What's Bernie doing? Oh gosh, how did I can't even think. Being disruptive in a positive way, and that is the key of where we are now. To combat this energy. Make a noise. Big noise. Take your power in whatever form you can. Okay, is that somebody fleeing? That one leapt out. Is that somebody fleeing, or is that on the international? International. This is international. There is a world card in here as well. But is that going to force certain somebodies to go? Okay, let's have a look. going forward with this energy, with we the people taking back their power, building on the reading I did about the Dirte test trial, about acknowledging our pasts, about growth, about conflict. Now, hasn't somebody blown up 9 rockets in a row? I wouldn't want to be sitting on top of one of his rockets going to the International Space Station, and that got called off at the last minute. Show me what is the story going forward. We got the swamp on the bottom. This is what we are stewing in at the moment, this swamp. Oh, boy. Someone sure did drain the swamp, and they exposed all the swamp creatures. This is where we are. This is the energy we're in at the moment, is the swamp energy. I'll just quickly go on the bottom, the swamp energy. The ruling by decree. However, every single one of us, we might think individually we don't have much effect, but when we come together, we are a force to be reckoned with. We can create magic. We, the people, can create magic when we come together. Create something new, something magical, something to be celebrated. And we've got the female leader. We've got abundance. And we've got balance. So this is very much every single one of us coming together becomes a force to be reckoned with. The main female of female leadership. Now, interestingly enough, when we're talking about the rise of the feminine leadership, ICC, European Union Commission, Mexico, a lot of female leadership. Even in Australia, we've got Penny Wong as our brilliant foreign minister. So that was on the bottom. Okay, let's go from the top. I was going to start shuffling, and they said, no, you've already done that. Okay, let's see how these... Right. First card out. Destruction and breakdown. And that is what we are going through right at this moment. Destruction and breakdown. Because what's happened is, for too long, been plastering over the cracks, sticking a band-aid over the festering wound. As awful as it is, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, Felon 45's life contract, his sole contract, was to come here and destroy so that it can be rebuilt. There could have been a destruction in a much more positive way, but that's not the way it's worked out. So this is the destruction, the breakdown, and that's what we're going through at the moment. But what you're seeing out of this destruction and breakdown is giving help, giving a hand up, giving a leg up to those that need it. The EU and Canada and Australia and New Zealand and just about every other democracy in the world circling and supporting Ukraine. Protesters coming out that are not vets and not on social security, but supporting those that are vets and on social security. Putting food into local food pantries, or organising, or paying it forward. What's coming out of this destruction is a lesson in helping. a lesson in unity. We've got this greed and pretentiousness that is going full throttle at the moment. It is going to be stopped by the masses, by every drop in the ocean. This full-on greed that we are witnessing is going to be stopped. And it is damn scary. Absolutely. It's scary. Because we don't know what is to come. It goes back to those Rider-Waite. The Light Seers Tarot. Where was that card? Oh, right, absolutely on the bottom. The devil we know. It's scary when we don't know what is coming. So we tend to go with the devil we know rather than what we don't. And this is the devil we know at the moment. And it's not working. There is fear at this difficult message. This is the court jester. The court jester was always the one that brought the message to the monarch that nobody else could, because it was a difficult message. And if anybody else brought that message to the monarch, they would very likely lose their heads. There is fear at this difficult message that we are hearing, that we are learning about the destruction of what was, because what was based in greed. And this is the fate and destiny, path of the fate and destiny that we are on. It's the path we're meant to be on. It's the unknown path. You've got here this masculine energy under this destruction. We've got freedom. Could be good masculinity. This is Tim Walsh's masculinity coming to the fore. Bernie Sanders' masculinity. Volodymyr Zelensky masculinity. As there is this breakdown of this greed masculinity. This new masculinity celebrates freedom. Celebrates freedom. Sorry, I said that before I even looked at that card. And yes, this is what this new destiny is if we choose not to go down that devil path. The same old, same old. We've got the cowardness. The noise. So why have we got this chicken here? I would have hoped it was the bravery card. Or have we got to acknowledge our fear, our cowardness, and make noise anyhow? Yes, acknowledge it and make noise anyhow. And down with loyalty. Just because you may have voted Republican your entire life and your parents voted Republican and your parents' parents voted Republican, no. Down with the loyalty to the myth of the country. This is interesting. Because what I'm also wondering is the noise about we are the best, we are the, rah, 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 our country. Is that a form of cowardness? And we need to see the truth for what it is. We need to let go of this blind loyalty to country over humanity. We've got the rule or ruling. No. Is this country ruling over humanity, or countries making rulings over other countries? No, no longer, because the future is not yet written, and this unknown future is a difficult message, and it is scary. And this noise here, so what's happening is you've got even people in the United States refusing to buy US products because they have seen that blind loyalty to country does not work. The future is not yet written, but the future that is not yet written is positive. But the dark clouds will be in the past. The restriction, overseas. The restriction, I don't know quite this. What I'm feeling, it's not travel restriction, but this is overseas restriction, ideas from overseas. Okay, so this dark energy and this restrictive thinking in the past, ideas from overseas are going to be embraced. Small changes, but you've got the positive energy here. Positive energy, growth, small ideas from overseas, looking overseas for ways to rebuild because this future is not yet written. But this positive energy, this strength of working together, but this is equal working together, whereas this is one higher than the other, giving the other a leg up. This is about equal working together and peace. You've got sadness because this is bullseye. And this goes back to that Three of Swords card with the 7 pieces of string. Seeing the truth of this bullseye makes us sad. But we need a leap of faith. We will have a leap of faith because we are at a crossroads. Leaping across this chasm, however you like to pronounce it, depending on where you are in the world, to the other side, requires a leap of faith because we are at a crossroads. Which energy do we step into? And interestingly enough, this is the next card on the bottom there when I threw them back. We are at a crossroads about which energy we step into. And it is heartbreaking to let go of this past, this devil we know. We put so much trust and faith into. Things are moving fast. And there is growing anger against this king. We've got love, network of love, transformation. So the growing anger against this king, we need to bring love to the situation because we don't want this to descend into division and hate due to the fear of this difficult message. We need to build a network, a transformative network of love that will flip this energy into this energy. When we're on the other side of this, going into the future. Not an easy path, not going to be easy. It's going to be difficult. Some of us will not see the completion of this cycle, and it breaks my heart that you won't in this lifetime. I'm just going to say in this lifetime. But if you take the lessons from this lifetime into your next, I'll see you at level 2. Because I'm actually really looking forward to, now I'm not done in this lifetime by a long shot, but I am really looking forward to the next lifetime, because I have faith that the right path in the here and now will be taken, and the destruction, the tower, we just about always get the tower when we're talking about the low energy of what's happening at the moment. The tower, the destruction, the breakdown will be complete, but the rebuilding will be amazing. And so it's tough, it's awful, it's ghastly. It is about connecting, it is about helping, but it is about seeing the truth for how it is and understanding that every single one of us has a role to play in the here and now to bring about the future that we want to see. And part of that future is letting go of the past and grieving. Because whenever you let go of anything, it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's loss of a loved one, loss of a relationship, loss of a job, loss of anything that we've had to let go of, you have to go through the grief process to actually let go. And it's only once we let go that we can move forward, that we can step into this new beginning. And we have a choice. Every single one of us are at this crossroads, pinnacle moment in life where we have the choice, where we can go down the strength and courage, the empathy, compassion path, or we can go down the devil, same old, no growth, rinse, repeat path. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, that is my Friday. That was a couple of really big videos. I shall see you on Monday, unless something happens over the weekend. But know that we are all light workers, that we are all here for each other. And whether you are part here for the rebuilding or not, you are still integral in this cycle moving forward. And if we do it right, it is going to be amazing. So huge love to those that are protesting. Please take care, look after yourself. We, the people, love to you all. Take care.